and to the cooling coil. And after that, it will pass through the EC blower fan and then to another filter and finally to the HEPA and then discharge the air. So it's a very simple and very effective equipment. Also, for smaller user spaces, we can use ceiling mount clean air units. And also some special component can be added to our AHU, just like this proactive air purification. Okay, besides standard products, we have some special make non-standard equipment. We can work together to have some special equipment for our customers. For example, we can have a very good stainless steel blower fan just with a coil. It's very simple and easy to install and have a very good hygienic effect in the installation. And you see in some area, they concerned about the corrosion. We can have an all-in-one anti-corrosion air conditioner. And other products like horizontal AQ with the jet discharge and some radiators. So the concept of our AQ is the energy saving. We have a flexible design, custom made, and fresh air, and make the indoor air more hygienic. We can give you install the indoor air total solution. Thank you for your.
Okay, thank you, Michael. And thanks to our agent Lincoln invitation. Now we are giving back to Lincoln for the conclusion. Thank you.
PSME National.
Okay. Update.
Oh.
Go back.
Okay. Nagsasalita.
Nakamute ka.
Okay. Naghintay siya ng question.
So there are no questions for the last presentation that we have. Online?
Online, are there any
none?
questions?
Okay, we'd like to thank Lincoln for that presentation for today's last presenter for this afternoon. And moving on to the next item for today's activity, Princess.
Thank you for that, sir. For the next item to give us the PSME updates from the PSME National, we have here Engineer Carlito E. Alpay, PME. Let's read first his brief highlights. He is our 2021 Executive Vice President, 2021 Club President, PSME Toastmasters Club number 7847959, 2021 Chairman of ALMA ATC member, 2020 to 2021 member of CBL Energy Management and Certification Committee. And in his distinguished awards, he received 2013 the Outstanding Mapuan or the TOM Specialized Field of Endeavor International Community Service, awarded by the NAMA President and MIT President on May 18, 2013 at Manila Hotel, Banaag Award of 2012, Presidential Awards for Filipino Individuals Overseas, and he also received a Fellow Award awarded by the National President of PSME on October 2010 the most outstanding mechanical engineer community service awarded by the National President of PSME, PSME nominee to the Board of Mechanical Engineering, selected and endorsed among other nominees by PRC, and then Business 2017 to 2019, Board of Director of Sandigan ng OFW Multipurpose Cooperative. Let's call on our very own Carlito Alpay. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Napakahabang introduction yon. Kaya lang, 1 page lang yata ang nabasa mo. Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. Naubos na yata, pero may natira pa naman, mga 90% ng attendees. I'm so excited na naka-attend ako sa inyong PSME Visayas Regional Conference. And as I said yesterday during the OBC, I hope we have contributed to the success of this affair. Me and my colleague, the National Vice President for Internal, Engineer Maren Eric A. De Luna. Palakpakan niyo naman. And also the member of the board as well, the Vice President for, or the National Vice President for Visayas, Engineer Gregorio S. Sinining, your very own and our very own. By the way, before I go further, I would like to announce first and foremost that the PSME National Board have appointed our very own Vice President for Visayas as the official spokesperson of PSME. Palakpakan po natin, ano? Other than being the official PSME national parliamentarian and the national protocol officer. So madami ang kanyang title and responsibility. Alam natin kayang-kaya niyang gampanan yon. Kahit pa siguro mga isang libro. So once again, your executive or national executive vice president for was requested to say something about the progress in our national office. First and foremost, I would like to give an input of what's going on under the Office of the National Executive Vice President. Yours truly is, as per the table of organization, is the supervisor of the PSME Secretariat. In your OIC at the back, Engineer Preitzner and Barrel is the OIC of the Secretariat. He is actually the Operations and Marketing Manager, but we have appointed him as the OIC for time being until we have the Executive Director. The Office of the Executive Vice President regularized at the time to personnel in the name of Engineer Barrel and Ms. Eunice. The Ms. Eunice is the Secretary for Membership. Also, we have conducted trainings in values formation for our Secretariat to enhance and motivate them in doing their respective roles in our office. More training will come, and these trainings are conducted and will be conducted by our former National Auditor, Engineer Ransom Pirote, who has this capability and ability to conduct such. Also, for the information of the members, we have hired one IT personnel to assist our IT in the Secretariat. There are many things to do in relation to our membership and in relation to our upcoming 69th NatCon. We have improved the PSME building inside and outside by providing plans, and also your vice president executive vice president is currently the chairperson, so chairman of the Advanced Leadership and Management Academy. They call it ALMA, which produces or provides training on non-technical aspect like leadership, communication, entrepreneurship, and related subjects. In fact, under the ALMA, we have produced 43 PSME certified trainers. And among those, yours truly and your national BPI were already listed. And also, there are upcoming training to be conducted in the later part of this month and first part of the next month, the batch 3, wherein many of our overseas members requested as a special training. We have also identified that one of your member, the chapter president by the name of Dr. Nel Tuaso, will be joining this third batch. So in the future, if you are interested, we can enlist you to be trained as a PSME certified trainer. What is the benefit of this? We know that many of our talents as well in the other parts of the region in PSME, many talents are here in the Visayas region, especially in the Cebu area. So if you are interested, once you are qualified and certified, being a certified trainer, you can conduct under the offices of the Advanced Training Center to conduct technical training or non-technical training in service to our members, or even outside PSME, wherein you will hold the title as a PSME certified trainer. And by that, you will be given a certificate with a code number, and such code number will be reflected in an ID or identification card showing that you are a PSME certified trainer. On top of this, you will be your name or the list of 43 currently certified trainers will be shown in the PSME website. Anybody can verify your name, or what you call this transparency. Whoever will come across your name and verify in our organization, it will be shown in our PSME website. So that will be a credible thing to do. Under the ALMA also, the PSME have a memorandum of agreement, by the way, with the Philippine Christian University, where we are conducting masteral and doctoral degree. That memorandum of agreement gave the enrollee the advantage of having a reduced tuition fee, which you will who is interested, please coordinate with our secretariat. Engineer Pritz Pariel can guide you on technical training. And truly also is a member of the Advanced Training Centers, side by side with our chairman of the Advanced Training Center and also the Vice President of Training and Education, Engineer Marin De Luna, who are conducting the technical seminars and training aspects in service to our members. So in the previous 2 years, some of you or many of you have attended, I believe so, trainings in the Advanced Training Center in Manila, in the fifth floor. And recently or last year, due to pandemic, we conducted these trainings through the online, or we call it to the Zoom. So if you are interested, we publish those schedules in our website, in the announcements through the Advanced Training Center, through the technical department of the Secretariat. The technical department is headed by Engineer Pamela, and you can contact her. Also, yours truly is a member of the certification committee, wherein the certification of the project management group, or the TD, produced already 3, and also eyeing for another 3 as a certified project manager. Another technical department is the boiler. Uh, in the boiler operator inspection, inspector training, they are having that certification underway. The third one is the plant maintenance, or the plant engineering and maintenance group, which is having the training itself. And probably you have seen those trainings on the website, I mean, through the Zoom, and they have conducted, I believe, three blocks or of the overview. After that, they will have the formal training leading to the certification. The upcoming TD is the HVAC, or the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning refrigeration group, or they call it MBACRE. As of now, we are waiting for the training module to be able to be evaluated by the certification committee, so that they can continue in their training program, and after that the certification will follow. If you are interested, by the way, we are encouraging members to be a member of at least 2 of the technical divisions, and those are shown in the PSME website. We have at the moment 15 technical divisions. One of them is the energy management, power and energy, the HVAC, the MBAC, the safety engineering. Uh, we have also the boiler, and the welding. The latest one is the welding engineering and management. So you can choose wherever your specialty suits. You can choose at least 2 technical divisions to be a member thereat, and you can participate in the activities. Another membership of yours truly is the Committee on Constitution and Bylaws, where yours truly is part of the upgrading of the policy manual. The policy manual, I believe so, was cascaded already through chapters, and at this time you have the copy of the approved policy manual based on our 2017 amended bylaws. Okay, so much so, I believe I have reported to you the activities of the Office of the Executive Vice President, and I hope you don't have any concern, or if you have any concern, just keep in touch with the Secretariat, who will be able to reply to you uh, in particular to whatever concern you have. We have under the Secretariat, also there is a membership and membership interest and development, which is coordinating the updating of the membership list to be able to come up with a clean list for use in the upcoming national election for the 222 or 2022 National Board. So we encourage you to update your members in your respective chapter and also avail of the ID, which we call it the RFID, wherein there is a picture on that ID when we have the actual national convention face-to-face. That will be a convenient way of using or registering to the convention. And the RFID, if you will access later on, you can see your profile and you can update the information therein. Of course, the information is with due consideration of the Privacy Act. We don't want to mingle with that act. Your information is protected and you yourself can update it whatever you want, which you like. Of course, there is a basic information we have to maintain to be able to identify you as a member of the PSME on that membership list. Other than that, I think I have informed you on my behalf, and the National Board will further inform you during our activities tomorrow during the plenary session. Back to you, Ms. MC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that national update. So for any questions, for further questions, you may visit our PSME website, or you can either ask our PSME National Secretariat, Fritz, which is also, he's at the back right now. So for our RFID, you can also ask the respective chapters for more information. And let's continue to support PSME. So for our last presenter, which is online,
Our product presentation number 6 for today. The topic will be significance of PSME-NBIC certified boiler and pressure vessel for new construction and repair alteration in power industry. This will be presented online by Engineer Carlito Banate.
a round of applause, please. Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, can you hear us? Do we have an audio? Mute.
Can you unmute, please, sir?
Sir, just hold on. We'll make some adjustments. Unmute. Sir, Carlito, can you hear us? We have a visual on you right now. Mute, sir. Mute button. You just click your mute icon or microphone icon.
It's on the bottom right or left? Left, right?
Left on your
Left.
bottom screen. Okay, happens. Still no go, sir.
Hello, you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Now we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I will start.
Kindly proceed, sir.
So now you can see my screen?
Yes, sir. We can see you.
Okay. Chairman Engineer Gregorio Esenining, Dr. Edwin Torelio, guests and members, good afternoon. I'll be talking about the significance of ASME and the National Board Inspection Code, NBIC, for certified boiler and pressure vessels, and repairs, alteration in power industry. My goal here is I've been presenting webinars so that engineers can be in the same frequency when we talk about boiler and pressure vessel in compliance with the ASME code, and for repairs, we go to the National Board Inspection Code. So these are my outline. So presenter, I think I will not waste on the time on that. I've been introduced objectives, ASME system, ASME committee, some definitions, history of a little bit of history of ASME codes, and different codes under the ASME, and their code editions. The ASME and NBIC certification process. The ASME NBIC quality control system. ASME and National Board certificates of authorization for manufacturers of boiler and pressure vessels. And the stamping or the certification mark, which is the ASME single certification mark, which I will show you later. So then frequently asked questions. So my objectives here is understanding the importance and applications of ASME code used in new construction, fabrication of boilers and pressure vessels, and the National Board Inspection Code used in repairs, alterations, or re-rating of boilers and pressure vessels. So this one is a new construction. It's said that ASME for new construction. So that is, when you say about construction, it involves design. So if you're a manufacturer, you have the design responsibility for fabricating a boiler or pressure vessel. When you say, I fabricate a pressure vessel or boiler, you're not responsible for the design. You are just given a drawing to fabricate it. That's a different words. And then the relationship between ASME and BIC, we have the jurisdictions and the owners of the plant. The role of the authorized inspector, an authorized inspection agency, and the qualification requirements, duties, and responsibility of an authorized inspector. And the reason why the owner of power plants or industrial plants demand for a single certification mark on their equipment. So they want to be in compliance with the ASME code or the National Board Inspection Code. So I'll go to the ASME system. So we have here, this is a simple organizational chart. We have the members of the main committee. We have also the subcommittee on section 3, which is nuclear, and the subcommittee on section 9, which is purely welding, section 11, which is in-service inspection for nuclear power plants. And the subcommittee for section 8, we have division 1, division 2, division 3. So there's a group there. And then about design and materials. Then they have special working group for dynamic analysis and working group for vessels or pressure vessels. So here are some definitions. ASME is, I think we all know, mostly of us, and this is American Society of Mechanical Engineers for boilers and pressure vessel code published by the society, including interpretation, errata, code cases, approved by associated ASME board. The ASME code is a safety code. Remember that. And rather than a quality one, because once you follow how to construct the boiler or pressure vessel in compliance with the ASME code, that means you are safe. And alteration is a change in the item described on the original manufacturer's data report, which affects the pressure containing capability of the pressure retaining item. So the refer to NBIC, part 3, 3.4.3. And example of alteration. Non-physical change, such as an increase of the maximum allowable working pressure, internal or external, increase in design temperature, or a reduction in minimum temperature of a pressure retaining item shall be considered an alteration. Now, for repairs, repair is the work necessary to restore pressure retaining item to a safe and satisfactory operating condition. Re-rate or rate, same as alteration, but re-rate does not apply to pressure relief devices. Inspection, a process to review to ensure engineering design, materials, assembly, examination, and testing requirements have been met and are compliant with the code. An authorized inspection agency is an inspection organization meeting the requirements of the ASME qualifications for authorized inspection, that is QAI-1 qualification for authorized inspection, and has been issued a certificate of accreditation as an AIA by ASME. Such organization must employ authorized inspectors, unauthorized inspector supervisor, who met the requirements of the National Board in B263 RCI-1. This is the rules for commissioned inspectors and ASME QAI-1. So there is a rule of those inspectors and the authorized inspection agency. Okay, so the authorized inspector shall make all inspections specifically required of him, plus such other inspection as he believes are necessary to enable him to certify that all vessels which he authorizes to be stamped with a certification mark have been designed and constructed in accordance with the requirements of the Code of Construction. Some, but not all, of the required inspections and verifications which are defined in the applicable rules. So certification is the signing of the manufacturer's data report and stamping of the ASME mark on the nameplate of the boiler or a pressure vessel or welded pressure parts or components. So I'll show you a five-minute video on the ASME certification process. Is there a sound?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay.
Sir, we cannot see your video presentation.
Hello?
We cannot hear your video or see your
Oh,
video
okay,
presentation.
just a moment. What happened to this? Okay.
Please share, sir. Please share your presentation.
Cannot?
Please share the presentation. Nawala, sir.
Nawala na naman? So anyway, if you cannot hear, I will just I will just stop this one. Okay. Because I have already my volume adjusted.
Excuse me, sir. Can you share the video po?
We can hear you, but we cannot see your video.
Okay. Just a moment.
Please share it, sir.
Yeah, just a moment.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will go back to the one. Just a moment. Share the video. Stop. Stop. I could not find where to share the video.
Share button, sir, at the bottom part, at the center bottom. Share screen, the green one. Share screen.
Okay.
We
Share.
can see your desktop.
Yes. Okay. So share computer sound.
And the administrative requirements that have to be followed.
Did you hear?
There has to
We
be
can only hear, sir, but
responsibility
yeah, we
and
can hear you now.
accountability of all the personnel involved.
There are
How about the
many
video?
advantages to having a conformity assessment program for a global company. You work by a set of rules that your clients and your customers and the regulators know what to expect and know what to hold you accountable for.
An authorized inspection agency acts as the third-party governing body for the conformity assessment process.
First thing they need to do is they need to
Hello?
prepare
How
a
about that
quality
one?
program governing everything. And then once the quality
Still
program
not.
has been
Now here.
developed in a written
Huh?
format, then the implementation of that program
Cannot
is
hear?
verified.
So it's a third set of
And now
eyes
see
actually
it
coming
here
in
too.
every 3 years and taking a good look at your quality program, offering methods to improve it, helping you keep current as the codes evolve.
When the assessment team came in, verifying certain aspects of the quality assurance program, it was very rigorous. They were very detailed in order to make sure that you're capturing all those ASME requirements.
The ASME code requires that in every instance that pressure equipment is produced and certified, whether it's a pressure vessel or a boiler, that the authorized inspector has to witness the hydrostatic test of the.
Why should everything in a supply chain be stamped? I kind of would relate it to going and buying a secondhand part to put on a couple $100,000 sports car. You won't want to do that. You're not going to have the same car.
There's nothing stronger than a team of subject matter experts really assessing whether you are complying with the code. They are totally independent. I believe it's the gold standard, a proven process that's based upon independent assessment, and that is hard to replicate.
One of the key benefits for ASME certification is that nearly all countries accept the ASME code as evidence that the equipment being installed in their country is safe. And in many instances, they don't require anything other than the ASME mark.
We live in a global market today, and ASME's conformity assessment and certification requirements is recognized and is accepted globally.
If you think about what the company is looking for, it's profitability. So they want to look to their customers to make sure that customers are satisfied. If they use and follow the conformity aspects of the codes, then they're going to keep that customer happy.
I think quality and safety go hand in hand.
Conformity assessment is important to me because it has to do with uniformity. So I know if there's a boiler or pressure vessel built anywhere in the world and it has the ASME mark on it, I have confidence that, it was built in compliance with the code.
Seeing the ASME certification in the global marketplace will essentially open the door for you.
The ASME brand is well known worldwide.
We recently had a project where a boiler was being constructed for use in Astoria, Queens. And that boiler was being assembled in Mexico with parts that had been fabricated in Malaysia, Indonesia, and China. And the assembler of the vessel was actually from Ecuador. But all of these companies had ASME certificates of authorization. If the ASME mark is on equipment, when it enters into customs officials recognize that and they sign that equipment off so it can be shipped and installed.
Why should a company become certified? Well, they know that their product will be accepted throughout the world, so it makes it more marketable. They know that they're producing a safe and reliable product.
Anybody can self-declare, but unless you have the ASME mark, it's really not an ASME component.
So I believe it gives the company a competitive edge.
The stamp is really that assurance of quality and safety together.
Okay, so much for that now. Okay, the next one is, I'll show you this one. This is the manufacturer's data report. So if somebody is not familiar with this, this is the manufacturer's data report. And it has all the information about the item that is being constructed. And this is the last document that the authorized inspector will sign, that it is true and all correct. And he will certify at the back, he will sign. So this is an example of my data report that I signed, but I just deleted the name of the company. And then, so this one has the National Board Commission number. So I've got this commission number issued by the National Board in 1992. So it's quite a long time. Okay, and I'll go faster and a little bit about the ASME history. I'll go faster, a little bit faster. So the ASME boiler and pressure vessel codes are categorized into the following groups. There is a construction code, which is section 1, 3, 4, 8, 10, 12, and B31.1, which is the power piping. It's a construction code. And we have the reference code, section 2. Section 2 has 4 books, part A, part B, part C, part D. So part A is is a ferrous material, B is non-ferrous material, and what happened? Okay, and so C is about welding material specification. You can choose any type or any specification of welding material. And the part D is all stress values, which you're going to use to calculate the thickness of the material. Okay, and then internet hung up. It's okay. So we have operations code section 4 and 7, section 6 and 7. These are miniature boilers. Section 6 and 7 is power boilers, how to take care of the power boilers. So we have in-service inspection for nuclear, section 11. And due to quite number of boiler and pressure boiler explosion in the United States between the years of 1800 to 1900, the ASME code was born. So it started. Initial work of the ASME boiler and pressure vessel committee produced the first ASME boiler and pressure vessel code, section 1, which is power rules for the construction of power boilers in 1911. And the following follows. So in 1928, we have section 8, power pressure vessel. So we have in 1914, section 1, first issued, and then in 1968, renamed to section 8, division 1, and so on. I will just read, please. So from 2007 up to now, we have 13 sections of the code. So ASME committee members are keep on working to develop and improve codes. Okay. And These are the construction code. See, section 1, 3, 4, 8, 9, and B31.1. And I'll show you the cover page of the ASME code, the 2019 edition, which will expire, which is mandatory up to December 31 this year, 2019. And July 1st, this month, 2021 edition of the ASME code was issued. And now manufacturers, designers, they are now purchasing it online, this 2021. This will be mandatory by January 1st, 2022. Mandatory, okay, for manufacturers who has the certificate of authorization. So you will know that later if you don't know. And this is a reference code. So those construction code will refer to the rules here, which is the materials, section 2. Section 5 is all about non-destructive examination, and section 9 is all about welding. So any of those construction code, either nuclear or non-nuclear, they have to refer to this. So that is the way the ASME code is working. And this is the other code book. That is a construction code book. This is a reference code book, okay? Section 9 and 5. And we have operations code for the care of boiler, small boiler, miniature, and power boiler. And we have section 11 for in-service inspection, nuclear plant. And so these are the list that I prepared so that it's easy to, I said that 13 codes were already issued to this day. And so you can see section 1 is described as rules for construction of power boilers. So this is a construction code. And the next one is section 2, A, B, C, D is all reference code. And here on the last right side column is how many books. Yeah. So in section 3, rules for construction of nuclear facility components. So we have 6. So we have that NB, NC, class 1, class 2, class 3. So supports NF. So there are a lot of code books here on the nuclear. And section 4 is for heating boilers, so and so on. Okay, we will not. So if you will get a copy of this, so you may ask from the organizer. And so new editions are published every 2 years now. Before it was every 3 years, but every year has addenda. So you have to insert, remove the replaced one. So it's a hassle. And now, no more addenda, but every 2 years. So I showed you 2019 and 2021. So every 2 years, the manufacturer is mandatory to buy if you are a certificate holder. So if you are not, then you use the older ones. Okay, current mandatory edition is 2019 until December 31st. No, this year. So the next edition mandatory includes the revision from 2019 in revision, new technologies adopted, then which is issued July 1st this month, and it will be mandatory in January 1st, 2022 next year. But from this month, from July 1st until December 31, you can use. It's your choice. It's not mandatory, but you can use if you are expert in familiar with the code. So you can use it. It is allowed, but it will be mandatory in 2022 January. So it is mandatory 6 months after the date of issue, see, and that will be January 1st, 2022. So if you're a certificate holder, a manufacturer, you can still use the 2019 edition, but you have to have a contract agreement or agreement between your buyer or the owner of the plant. You sign it before this year ends. Then you can construct the boiler or pressure vessel in January using 2019. What is important is the date you sign the contract. So preparation of the ASME and National Board certification process to be certified. There's no only manufacturers who has the certificate of authorization can manufacture a compliant ASME code boiler or pressure vessel. But this is the requirement. You have to prepare a quality control system and supporting procedures, specifically in compliance with the ASME code. Then actual demonstration of manufacturer's ability to implement the system. So you have to make a mock-up. You fabricate an A receiver with the involvement of the authorized inspector, and then until hydro test, and then also signing of manufacturer's data report. So this is the demonstration item. We call that a demonstration item. So you have the design calculation already reviewed by the authorized inspector, drawings, materials, welding. So all what you have written in your quality system, you shall follow. So as an authorized inspector, the authorized inspector will watch if you comply with your quality system and if you did not comply to the code. So both you have a non-conformance if you will not follow. So your vessel will not be completed if you will not rectify or solve the non-conformance issue. So then you will have a joint review, 2 days audit by the team, which composed of a team leader representing the ASME. Now we have, it's not only American, before it's Americans, but now we have Malaysians, Indonesians, so Chinese team leaders. They were qualified and then they were accepted. And then now for the contents for non-nuclear quality system, no, it's the same. You have this in the table of contents. You have to state the authority and responsibility of your organization, who is authorized, who is to. Then you will have the organization in that bundle, the quality control manual, how you control the drawings, design, calculation, and specification, who is responsible. So you have to describe that. And material control, so you have to describe what to receive, what to look for, and who will receive. Okay, so you have step by step, you have to be detailed in describing examination and inspection. Who will examine? What is the basis for examination? What is the qualification of the person? You cannot just be involved in code pressure vessel fabrication or a boiler if you are not qualified. You cannot touch. Nobody will accept. Then correction to non-conformity. You have to describe how you correct the non-conformities. So you will have a form. So who will sign and involves design engineer. When it is it involves pressure retaining item or part. Then welding. So you have non-destructive examination. You have to describe a heat treatment. How do you control heat treatment? By subcontracting. If subcontracting, how do you control the subcontracting party? Okay, now, so it's a calibration of measurement and test equipment. All measurement and test test equipment must be calibrated. Authorized inspector. So you have to describe authorized inspector. Who is his liaison? And he has all access to any part of your shop that has a fabrication of ASME code item. So repairs and alteration, this section will only be there in your quality control system if you will get an R certificate of authorization or R stamp. When you repair an ASME code item, then you have to repair it to maintain its integrity as a certified ASME compliant. You will use the NBIC. If not, you cannot maintain. So you have, this is for repairers. If even manufacturer, if they got additional certificate, they can repair. And then how do you keep your records? How many, what records will be kept in 3 years? What records will be kept on 5 years? Okay. So now is you also have sample forms. Unauthorized sample forms, you cannot use any forms. What do you think? You can, oh, I will use like this. No, you have to use what you have inserted in your quality control system. Then certification and signing of data report. Then I will show you the what is how does it look to get certificate of authorization. Okay. See, this is the certificate of authorization of a company. I deleted, I erased. So this is they got this in 2020 when they have their joint review, the audit, 2 days. Then they passed, and then it will expire on February 28, 2023, which is 3 years. This will expire every 3 years, and you must, if you want, you will renew. If not, then okay, it's also no problem. But if you maintain your quality system of your company, this is also a good marketing tool, because once you are a certificate holder, your name will be listed in the ASME website, and every EPC or owners will search in the ASME website who are certificate holders. For example, they have a project in the Philippines, refinery. Okay, look for authorized, company manufacturers with certificate of authorization. So then they will just surprisingly contact you, will visit you, evaluate your shop or your capability. So you have to maintain the system. So there are many manufacturers who is holding the certificate for 20 years, even though they don't have a code job, but they use the quality system of ASME. You can use to other products. It's a very good quality system. And then, so, okay, I forgot. S, what do you mean by S? Why do you have, I put an arrow here, S, after its logo. When it is a power boiler, S. That means once you say the logo and S at the, that's a power boiler. And then when you are an assembler, you cannot assemble also if you don't have a certificate of authorization to assemble. You must have also the quality control system in place, and you will get a assembler. And then the other one is U. This is for unfired pressure vessel, Section 8, Division 1. And if it is higher pressure, then you go to U2, Section 8, Division 2 code book. That belongs to that group of higher pressure. And then you have a super, 3,000 PSI up, you have the U3. You have the Section 8, Division 3, which is cryogenic applications. So the next one is power piping, PP. This is for power piping boilers. So there is in the code, there is boundaries for power boiler up to the first well after the, and or at the valve flange. So it's described in the code where is the boundary that it belongs to the power piping. Now, this is the R certificate you get if you apply for R certificate of authorization. So this is another certificate from the national board. Now, a single certification mark is the mark that you see as me. Before we apply U1, U2, S, but ASME said, oh, we are not popular. So they changed to ASME because when you see it, the logo now is ASME, but the S will be stamped only down or U at below. So now they want to be popular, ASME. Once you can see the nameplate of the item, then you say, oh, it's a stamp. Oh, this is a safe quality contract. So this is okay. This is an international mark for safety and quality. Remember, this is always repeated, safety and quality. Companies that use parts and product with the mark, we call it the mark, communicate their commitment to the highest level of public safety and quality. They implement it strictly. So I will show you again a certification marks video, which is the national board. This time is the national board. This is only 5 minutes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Can you share screen your video, please?
Come again?
Can you share screen your video?
So ganun pa rin. Every time. Okay. So I will stop first, huh? Good. Like just a moment. So many open. I can see now. How about that one?
We can only see stop, sir.
No sound?
Wala pa.
Ayan.
These stakeholders asked
Ah,
the
okay na po.
Society of Mechanical Engineers to develop a single boiler construction standard that could be adopted as law. ASME responded and published the first boiler code in 1915. This was a major accomplishment. But our founder, Ohio Chief Boiler Inspector C.O. Myers, knew that unless all jurisdictions adopted and enforced the code, widespread problems would persist. Rising to the opportunity before him, he united chief inspectors and formed an organization in which its members voluntarily recognized and accepted the ASME Boiler Code, along with a set of rules for qualifying inspectors. His work established the National Board of Boiler and Pressure Vessel Inspectors and fulfilled a long-felt need for a permanent national body of inspectors. For 100 years, the National Board has promoted the safety of life and property by maintaining uniformity in the construction, installation, and inspection of boilers and other pressure vessels.
The first annual meeting of the National Board of Boiler and Pressure Vessel Inspectors brought together about 60 people, including members of the board itself, of the Boiler Code Committees of the ASME, and others interested. The meeting throughout displayed a depth of interest and earnestness of purpose, which warrant the belief that the board will rise to the opportunities before it.
Looking back at the century, our members certainly did rise to the opportunities before them. Today, the National Board still promotes pressure equipment uniformity and the acceptance of a single standard, with unmatched training programs, a robust registration process, commissions and certifications, a state-of-the-art pressure relief testing laboratory, accreditation marked by National Board stamp and mark repair programs, and an internationally recognized repair standard, the National Board Inspection Code. Today, there are over 4,300 National Board commissioned inspectors and more than 4,800 accredited repair organizations. The National Board offers over 80 training courses, has registered over 60 million boiler and pressure vessel manufacturers' data reports, and is active in more than 75 countries worldwide. In the tradition of their forefathers, today's National Board members and industry partners continue to rise to the opportunities before them and will continue the legacy of safety for another 100 years. One code, one inspector, one stamp. 100 years.
Okay, so just a moment. Okay, so the mark clearly demonstrates a rigorous quality program. It promotes safety and quality again in fabrication, manufacturing, and what happened? Manufacturing and power generation by meeting the highest standards. Something is disturbing my, my display hung up. So okay, so this is the certification mark that will be stamped. It is a hardened, you get a hardened steel stamp. So you can stamp once the manufacturer is signed and the authorized inspector will authorize you. And this is the nameplate. This information will be on your nameplate. You can have it each, but the ASME logo maybe also each, depending on you. Before cannot, but now they want. They allow. So may I know if until what time will I stop? Hello?
We have to end at 5:30, sir.
Huh?
We have to end at 5:30.
5?
30. It's now 5:14.
Yeah, because I was late and I was given 45 minutes. So anyway, so I cannot finish this. That's okay. And then these are the frequently asked questions. What is the consequence if we use low cost or a substitute material? Premature failure due to corrosion, cracking, and other failures of pressure equipment in service. Second question is, what if inspections are reduced? What will happen? Production makes shortcuts, which fails to meet the quality control program as described in their quality control manual. So that's the problem, danger. And then what is the probable outcome if we use unqualified WPS, welding procedure specification, welders, or wrong assignment of welders, so we cannot meet the schedule? So produce welding defects that are not visible by visual, penetrant, or magnetic particle, cannot detect that. Only volumetric, non-destructive examination, UT or RT, X-ray for a subsurface defects. So below the surface, you have to use, I mean, you spend money more because UT and X-ray are expensive than PT and MT. Then can an ASME authorized inspector perform the required inspection in compliance with the national board? Yes, the national board is the one who qualifies and issue the commission to an authorized inspector provided the AI holds an R endorsement. So another requirement for an AI is if you don't have an R endorsement, you cannot inspect repairs. Is it allowed for the manufacturer with an ASME certificate of authorization to subcontract heat treatment? Yes. Make sure you have to let your QC inspector witness the whole process and require subcontractor to submit results with a time and temperature record chart. That's your evidence. What after the welder welded a groove joint? The QC inspector found that the welder is not qualified. What should we do? Take X-ray on the weld joint, and if the RT result is accepted, then the welder is qualified and shall record his qualification on the welding performance qualification. Now it's accepted that before we say, oh, you remove all the welds, you re-weld again after you qualify. Now, just X-ray on your weld. If you pass, you're lucky. Okay. Are the AIs in China and are all power boilers required by Chinese boiler manufacturers to be stamped, to be ASME stamped? Would you know any Chinese equivalent or ASME to ASME? What does the certification or stamping? What is the certification stamping? So the ASME code stamping is not mandatory requirement as far as I know. There is only one Chinese AIA, government owned. But boilers and pressure vessels can be inspected by any AI employed by other ASME accredited AIA. In same rules, the AIA that holds the valid ASME AIA certificate. So it's not any AIA. You can find authorized inspection agency in the ASME website and also the national board. So T-Breland, one of them. We have also a branch in China. So number 8, does the PSME code require ASME stamp in boilers that we operate in the Philippines? There is no requirement. ASME has no jurisdiction in the Philippines. We need a law to require boiler and pressure vessel to be certified to a code or a standard accepted by the Philippine government to be installed and operated in the Philippines to protect life and property. That is what we need. How does stamping affect the boiler cost? It is very minimal in percentage compared to the cost of the boiler. But following are the advantages. Value, safety is delivered for the cost incurred. Wow. Value safety is increased by requiring the involvement of the authorized inspector with the current valid commission issued by the National Board of Boiler and Pressure Vessel. Authorized inspection unit has the responsibility. So there is no AI alone, stand-alone AI. No, you have to be employed by under supervision with an AIA because the performance will be monitored and the AIA will be the one to update your knowledge. Authorized inspector knowledge specific to ASME can often significantly reduce inspection time and cost because others who are not qualified, has not less knowledge, they insist on their own rule. I want this, but you can say to the AI in ASME, where is it in the code that you stop me from from continuing? You can ask, but if you ask non-qualified, they say, oh, it's what I experienced in other projects. That makes too long and too many documents are being asked. That's what I have experienced. What will happen if the equipment is not ASME certified? No third-party inspection means an authorized inspector was not involved to verify the code requirements. ASME code may be used for design, but fabrication requirements are not verified. Yeah, that's common. You can do whatever you want. You can say, I fabricate my vessel, I can do ASME code. But in my experience, before I tried to promote to get a certificate, the manufacturer said, oh no, we are very good in ASME code. We don't need, but now they want to get a certificate. I reviewed their procedure, they cannot be accepted. Welding procedure, no, they have no manual. So so many will brag they are expert. Manufacturer has not demonstrated implementation of the ASME compliant, quality control system. It's and certificate holder is audited by a third party, independent party. It's not by their own staff. Inferior materials, if not certified, so low quality material may be used as a substitute to what is being specified in section 2. So that's why many will say, we will buy to that country because very cheap. Okay, how many times you shut down after how many years? Procedure, personnel used for ND and welding may not be qualified to the requirements of ASME. So that's the equipment is stamped as single mark from the countries, but not certified at field site. So there is a plant here that it is ASME code when it was ordered in a foreign country. It arrives here. It was also assembled by an assembler who is not a certificate holder. So no more continuity. So the vessel is not, the power boiler is not completely ASME compliant because there's no involvement during the assembly of the AI. So ASME code is clear, specific regarding requirements for the equipment certification in accordance with the code of construction. So I guess almost it's a few minutes. Then I will just, I already mentioned the NBIC. So I will just go to who is an authorized inspector? So I will move, just this is the last one. So, okay. So this is, okay, this is important. The mission statement of the National Board to reduce the risk of life and property by promoting safety in the construction, installation, inspection, operation, overpressure protection, repair and alteration of boilers, pressure vessel, and other pressure retaining items. So, vision statement. The National Board is driven by the vision of global uniform safety of boilers, pressure vessels, and other pressure reducers, so that no person may experience the devastation of pressure equipment failure. So preventing, not waiting for a catastrophe where many will die. Okay, will continue. The National Board will continue its legacy for safety. Okay, for safety, for one code, one inspector, and one stamp. They will continue, these three criteria. So, okay, I'm not going to that because that is the organization of the National Board. Okay. So the vision statement, okay, now. The National Board, if it's finished, okay, it's a duplicate. National Board Inspection. This is what it looks like, the cover. So we have part one, installation. When you install a boiler, yeah, you refer to this code book. Inspection. So in-service inspection, the boiler is already being used. Then there is instructions here, rules to what to inspect. And right now, just for information, I'm doing an in-service inspection of a 345 megawatt boiler. I go inside the boiler and check for defects. So I will not name the names, but I'm here in Luzon. Right now, I'm here in Luzon. Okay, and this is the part 3. This will be used for repairs. This will be your reference for repairs. And then you have part 4 is the pressure relief device, rules how to maintain calibration. So this is very important to protect life. These pressure relief devices may be taken for granted here in our country. Okay, so sorry for this one. So now I can show you. Okay, so these are the relationship between owner, manufacturer, and inspection agency. So jurisdiction, insurance company, independent party. So they perform third-party verification, and they assess. So, okay, this is I just explained to you. So this the endorsement for the inspector are the following. So B is a non-nuclear supervisor, N is a nuclear inspector, NS is nuclear inspector supervisor, and R is for repair inspector. So now I will just give you an example easily described so fast. So this is before I got my commission in the US, I was a special boiler inspector in the state of Connecticut because my company is located in the state of Connecticut. So they asked me to take the exam there. And then my current commission, I have a valid commission also for the state of Connecticut. And then this is my certificate, issued by the National Board. This is a lifetime that I became an authorized inspector. So this given by the bylaws, constitution and bylaws by the National Board that I'm authorized inspector. Okay, and so this is my current National Board commission. This will expire every year because they control our performance. If you do something wrong and serious, your commission will be gone. So I have my commission number. I got this in 1992 and still valid now. I keep on taking, we have a requirement, mandatory, take a uh, uh, continuing education course. So before December 31, I have to take my online training for AI, AIS, and BNNSR. So that this will be renewed. If not, it will not be renewed. So this is at the back, the meaning in service inspector for new construction AI. So these are here nuclear inspector, supervisor, you have nuclear inspector, non-nuclear inspector, repair inspector. And then this is our online training certificate I got for material control monitoring online cars. So I was able to have this 2021 commission card renewed. And then there's an in-service inspection on online course also. And then we have quality assurance, record monitoring, and auditing. So these are the courses that renews all my qualification. So I think that's all. I will stop to this and thank you for your time. And any questions, so you can give your questions to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Carlito Bonate, for that very informative information on the significance of ASME
Yeah,
and
you're welcome.
certified boiler and pressure vessel for new and construction repair operation in power industry. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And we'd just like to ask a little more of your time, a few minutes, for updates from our national PSME to be presented by a graduate of Abisim Mapua in 1994, a practicing PME consultant since 2016. He's a founding charter president of PSME Las Piñas Muntinlupa chapter. Was elected as a national board of director of PSME for 2020 and 2021. He started his ME career as a facilities and maintenance engineer at Toyota Motors Philippines. He was exposed in various fields of mechanical engineering, such as plant engineering, maintenance, conveyor systems, HVAC, mining, and power plants. He is a certified international SAC engineer and entrepreneur for 24 years. He's the president and CEO of Crystal Jade 18 Industries. I would like you to welcome Engineer Maren Eric De Luna, PSME National Vice President for Internal Affairs.
Once upon a time, there was a mechanical engineer who died and went to heaven. At the gates of heaven, he asked St. Peter, am I in the list? Then St. Peter looked at the list. You're not here. Maybe you're included down there. So he went down at the gates of hell. Of course, everybody is welcome. Walang hinahanap na IPO, walang hinahanap CPD. Huh? So welcome. So after a few days roaming around in hell, so napansin niya, mainit, dagat-dagatang apoy. So as a mechanical engineer, di ba? We solve problems, right? So nag-install siya ng fire protection system, sprinkler system. So okay na, nawala na yung mga apoy. Ang napansin niya, taas pa rin ang humidity. So as an HVAC practitioner, he designed an air conditioning system. And finally, parang mall na yung impyerno. So marami nang namamasyal. Okay, after that, nag-ano rin siya ng wastewater and STP systems. So anything mechanical, nag-innovate. So that's a mechanical engineer na napakahusay. So na-impress si Lucifer. So tinawagan niya si San Pedro. Sabi niya, tawagan niya, no? Kring. Hello? Sino to? Pare, sabi niya, si Lucifer to. Ibabalita ko lang na magaling yung pinadala mo ritong mechanical engineer. Ang daming improvement na ginawa dito sa amin. So nagtataka ako, bakit mo pinababa rito? No? In fact, taga Cebu to, sabi niya. Talaga, sabi ni St. Peter, pabalikin mo rito yan. Kasi lahat ng mga galing na engineer sa Cebu, sa langit. Ganon, sabi niya. Visayas, lalo na. Sabi, hindi pwede yan. Pag hindi mo pinakyat dito agad yan, ididemanda kita. Sabi naman ni Lucifer, bakit? Saan ka kukuha na abogado? Nandito lahat. So the main idea is, first, sabi nila, lawyers don't go to heaven. Yun. And mechanical engineers, kahit sa may lagay, is productive, right? Sa langit, sa lupa, at sa dagat. Kasi we have offshore engineers, right? Sa mga barko, si Ian, di ba? Yung mga client na barko, nandyan mga mechanical engineers. May malalaki power plant. That's why yung movie na Titanic, ditong kapanood na. Taas ang kamay, huwag na kayo maya. Dahil ako mga 10 beses kaya napanood dyan. Ang huling tumalon is mga engineers or naiwan, bukod dun sa mga nagbabailin, right? Okay. Because ganyan tayo ka-valuable ng mechanical engineers. Sarado ng planta, nandun pa tayo. Tayo ang hindi nawawalan ng trabaho. Tulad kanina sa lecture ni President Duaso, di ba? Pwede tayo sa aquaponics, hydroponics, di ba? Pansin ko, para mas interested pa yung participants natin sa mga isda eh. Kesa sa boiler. Anyway, ganun tayo. In fact, engineers. Bakit? Because we are energy managers, right? We go sa mga cost cutting ng electricity, okay, water consumption, Kaizen or 5S, mga ganyan. Tayo nag-implement yan. So, very valuable. Know your worth. Okay? Sabi nga, nobody can feel me inferior without my consent. Okay? So, alamin nyo kung anong value nyo. Okay? And know your place, kung saan kayo bagay. Taas o baba. Okay? Well, congratulations first. It's been my, last year I was here before the lockdown, March 2020. And I also gave some encouragement, inspirational talk for this. And I think PSME is a bit, ngayon, on a struggle, right? Hindi na iba sa kalaman natin yan. But we remain stronger. Okay? Sabi nila, abilidad, kalidad, no? Isa lang masasabi ko sa PSME, edad. Cebu, chartered 1960. Capiz, 1984. My mother side sa Capiz. So Bisaya ako. So lagi ako pinapagalitan ng lola ko. Pag nawawala ako, pumuputol ng tangkay ng bayabas yan para pamalo eh. Sabihin sa akin, saan ka manto? Diin ka manto. Siling mo, arakato, kanto ka manto, way ka manto, diin kaming how. Diba? Edad. It's about the age. Our Vice President for Visayas, 43 years in service for PSME. Ma'am Libet Solon, 30 years. Not even a mechanical engineer. Mahiya tayo. Ang hindi mechanical engineer serving for the society. What more can we ask for, right? Sabi nga ni Ma'am Libet, nasa dugo ko na ang PSME. Kung gusto niyo akong alisin sa PSME, tanggalin yung dugo ko. Diba? Okay. So yon, ha? Ano lang, let's keep in touch. Okay? Besides, next year will be the 500 years of Christianity in Cebu, right? The Magellan Cross. This year, no? Yung celebration na ano lang. Christianity, Christ, right? Because we need a heart, not with our mind. Given na yun eh. Engineer tayo, we are logical-minded people eh. But we must serve by the heart. Hindi naman sinabi na sacred mind of Jesus, di ba? Sacred heart. Meron bang immaculate mind of Mary? Immaculate heart. Kaya nga yung logo ng PSME natin, nasaan? Sa kaliwa, nasa malapit sa puso natin. Kayo ba ganon? Di ba? So kanina nakita ko yung about isda, no? Maraming ano. Ganon din tayo. As a mechanical engineer, we are tested with fire. We never give up. We don't crack under pressure. Di ba? Kahit pagalitan kayo ng boss nyo, kung sino pa niyan, kaya nating gumawa ng solusyon. Because we as mechanical engineers, we know that there are several answers to one problem. Di ba? Kung yung mga lawyer, ganun, pinapaikot-ikot, tayo din ganun. But we are using derivatives. We derive. Okay? So nga, yung fish, we have to keep moving forward. Yan yung isa sa mga animals na hindi marunong umatras, di ba? Lagi moving forward yan eh. Pinakita ba kayong fish na umatras na swim? Wala. Paikot. So ganoon din tayo. Let's keep moving forward. And we have to be optimistic. We have to be proactive, not reactive. Huwag yung puro naman tayo, ano lang, hanap ng butas. Parang kakain tayo ng donut. Ang nakita natin yung butas, hindi yung donut. Di ba? This one, ano nakikita nyo? Paul. This is a glass of water with water. Is it half full or half empty? Correct. It's about your perception. That will reveal your personality. Are you an optimistic or a reactive person? I see this as half full. Okay? Huwag tayo puro reklamo. Wala naman kayong ginagawa eh. Wala kayong ginagawa eh. Actually, nung nasa national board ako, nung first time ko, ngayon, sabi nila, mahirap. Wala. Alam mo, sa national board, sa secretariat, wala kaming ginagawa. Wala. Walang kain. Walang tulog. Walang gala. Walang love life. In fact, our CPD officer, hindi na umuwi ng bahay. Inaaway na siya ng anak niya. Mami, huwag ka na umuwi. Imagine the sacrifice of our secretariat, of our officers, our chapter presidents, our organizing committee, headed by Engineer Russell Matusa. Palakpakan naman natin ang organizing committee. Okay? Si Engineer Russell Robert Matusa, Sylvester Lesito, ang aking Deputy for BP Training and Education Visayas, President Bon Alivio. Okay? Ang ating mga nagagandahan at nagagwapang host. Si Engineer Regine Mary Abanyo, Engineer Levi Lopez, Engineer Princess Laura Boshi. Okay? Kasi sir. At si Ma'am Libet Solon. Palakpakan po natin ulit sila. Mahirap mag-organize sa mga ganitong event. Yung tipong puyat ka, alas 3 na madaling araw, gising ka na. Tama ba? Tapos 5 o'clock na sa event ka na to check. Just to give the members a rewarding experience. Yan ang hindi nakikita ng iba. Because that is behind the story. Okay? In every success, there is a story, a struggle to begin with. Which is, ako sumali sa PSME not for the CBT points, not for the credit. Meron nga ako ka-meeting isang araw, pinakita yung certificates niya, ang kapal. Dati siya nagtatrabaho sa Bataan Nuclear Plant. Pero sabi niya, Maren, hindi ito naging susi ko sa success. Pampasikip, pampakapal ng files. But it's your mindset. Okay? It's your heart. You know the story of Lincoln Manufacturing? Yung kaninang presenter? Very humble beginning. Neighbor ko sila sa Las Piñas. So they started talaga small, visiting clients na nakamotorsiklo, mag-asawa, riding in tandem sila noon eh. So kinukwento niya, sir, ganun kami nagsimula. Talagang tiyaga. Pag may meeting, malayo kami ipapark yung motor namin. Kasi mga kliyente, gaganda ng kotse. Ganon. Pero hindi sila nahiya. Ako din may ganon, humble beginnings din. Pero matagal pag ikukwento ko. But nga, sabi ko, in every success, there is a struggle which we can learn. Ganon din sa atin, sa society. We can learn from the wisdom of our senior years. Like Sir Greg. Pagkausap ko yan, lagi ako may papel at ballpen. Talagang sinusulat ko ang mga natutunan ko sa kanya. And all the elders natin sa society. Kasi wisdom, hindi mo mababasa sa libro yan. Hindi mo mapapanood sa YouTube yan. Hindi mo mag-google yan. Wisdom is pure experience to digest. Correct? Parang tahimik kayo. Kanina pag may nagpe-present, ang iingay nyo sa loob, nagkakwentuhan kayo. Ngayon parang ako nasa eulogy. Anyway, ilan pa bang nasa Zoom? 167. Oh. So, naghihintay kayo ng certificate, ha? So, yun. Ako, dinefine ko yung there's a pattern in life, eh. Parang ngayon, NBA Finals, di ba? Sino nagba-basketball dito? Wala. Parang ang life natin is 4 quarters. The first quarter is you age 25 to 35. That is the learning stage. Okay, yung mga bagong engineer, bagong pasa, no? Cadet engineers. So you have to learn. Learn muna. You work to learn, not to earn. Hindi ka pa pwedeng mag-demand. Ako nag-start ako taga Xerox. Ako taga Marin, lagyan mo ng sugar, yung cream, konti lang. Taga-timpla ng kape ng boss ko. Pero hindi ako nagreklamo. Kasi tinanong ko, boss, ginawa mo ba ito dati? Nagtimpla na kape. Oo, puti ka, hindi ka pinaglinis sa CR eh. Okay, so work to learn, not to earn. Okay? And the second quarter is 25 to 35 to 45, that is the earning stage. So dyan, napopromote ka na, okay? Naging supervisor ka na, naging manager. Then the next stage is 45 to 55 is the wealth building stage. So dapat dito, nag-i-invest ka na. Okay. Ang payo ko sa mga, sa mga kabataan, have a goal na before you reach the age of 30, you have to be a millionaire. You must have earned your first million. Si Manny Villar, 26. Okay? Ako, 28. So you have to, huwag kayong asa lang kasi makikita nyo, ang worth ng buhay, pag ikaw na nagbabayad ng kuryente, ng tubig, di ba, ng internet, di ba? Parang si Fritz, o di ba? Siya nagbabayad ng kuryente, ng groceries sa bahay. Parang gano'n. So naasahan ka na at hindi ka na pabigat sa mga magulang mo. Then the last stage is 55 to 65 is the retirement. Yan, nag-aaral ka na ng hydroponics, aquaponics. Okay? So kung 65 and beyond, overtime na yon. Okay? So wala ka ng lakas para saka ka palang magre-revise ng resume mo. Hindi na. So you have to do that. Okay? You have to, you talaga strive. Kasi ano natin sa Pilipino, yung blue collar job, mas gusto natin yung dating eh. Di ba? Ay, di tulad na pag ibang work, ayoko niyan, walang dating. No? Pero ikaw, if you're an entrepreneur, building your business, talagang from the scratch, ikaw ang kargador, ikaw ang driver, ikaw lahat. Di ba? Kwento ni Presbon Alibio, you have a business na chorizo. Di ba? Ano kinalaman ng mechanical engineer sa chorizo? Sa lalaki, siguro may kinalaman. Kasi during pandemic, lumakas ang business niya. 7,000 a day. Wow. Di ba? Sweldo ko na yun. A month nung nag-start ako eh. So, keep on searching. Keep on searching. Yung iba, nag-online selling. Si Paul, di ba? Drop shipping. Mga ganon. Hindi lang puro tayo kasi technical. Okay? Kailangan din natin ng something. Kasi there are 3 types of education. One is academic. One is professional. Then the third is financial. Correct? Noong naglo-loan ako sa bangko, hindi naman ako tinanong, ilan bang mo? Top notcher ka ba sa board? Puro uno ba yung grades mo? Hindi. Pag hinanap sa akin, financial statement. So you have to read financial statement. Kailangan din natin accounting yan. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to have to learn accounting. And one of the basic is the difference between asset and liability. Okay? Princess, do you know the definition of asset and liability? What is asset? What is liability? Use the mic. Kasi alam ko ano ka daw, entrepreneur eh. The difference between asset and liability. 5, 4.
Asset is something you own, sir. And then liability is utang.
Okay. Tanongin natin si Chairman. Same goes. Okay, I'll just give you a very simple definition na even yung anak nyo maintindihan. Asset is something that puts money in your pocket. And liability is something that takes money from your pocket. Di ba? Money in, money out. Para sa mechanical engineering, energy in, mass balance. Di ba? Energy balance. Okay, ang bahay, asset liability. So yan ang definition nila, asset kasi, diyan kami nakatira. Hindi nila alam, it's a liability. Di ba? Nandiyan lahat ng gastos. Oh, kuryente, tubig, wifi, di ba? Internet, cable. Eh ngayon mas importante yung wifi kaysa sa kuryente, sa tubig, di ba? Oh, pag gusto nyo ano yung anak nyo, tanggalin nyo yung wifi. Okay. But if your house, meron kayo rental house, that is the asset. How about kotse? Car. Okay. So, liability yan. Kung ginagamit mo lang yan, pan-date. Di ba? Pero kung ginagamit yan as Grab, di ba? Lalamove, it's an asset. Okay? So, nagigets yun, di ba? Secret lang natin to. Tayo lang nakakaalam nito, ha? Huwag yung pagsasabi. Tayo lang. Okay. Next. Asawa. Asset liability. Ang harsh naman. Liability. Ay mga lalaki nating engineers, asset daw sila, no? Lalaki na assets yung mga yan. Okay. It's about the mindset, no? Okay. Talagang, yun lang naman ang naiiba sa atin, eh. Dedication, pare-parehas tayo. It's about mindset. Because being rich and being poor is just being a mindset. Broke is temporary, poor is eternal. So don't have a poor mindset. Broke, okay lang yan. Correct? So yun, so you have ano? You have to start. You have to have a paradigm shift. Para ba yung baby elephant? Tinetrain nila yan, nilalagyan nila ng tali yan, eh. Maliit na tali, baby pa sila, para hindi makatakbo, makano. Tapos malaki na yung elephant, maliit pa rin yung tali. So hindi pa rin makatakbo yung elephant. Because subconscious, sa superconscious mind nila, na-embed yun. Okay? Parang yung glass kanina, yung tinanong, yung sa fish, yung shark, experiment, yung shark, tapos nilagyan ng glass, banggalan ng bangga. Bang, bang. Tapos tinanggal yung glass, ganun pa rin siya. Bang, bang. Wala nang glass. Kasi nandun yung mindset niya. Habit na, correct. Tapos yung eagle, yung itlog ng eagle nalaglag dun sa itlog ng mga sisiw, napasama. Noong nabiyak, kala niya sisiw siya. Ang laki niyang hindi niya alam eagle pala siya. So one time na he can fly. Because he changed mindset. So ganun din. And you choose your friends, you choose your associates. Saan kayo? Dito ba kayo? O doon kayo sa kabila? Parang gano'n, di ba? Dito masaya tayo, lilipat ka pa ba? Di ba? Because if you associated yourselves with turkeys, you cannot fly with the eagles. So, SME or eagles. Palakpakan naman natin sa sarili natin. Okay. So, you have to take action. You have to take action. Wag puro tayo theory, puro tayo seminar, puro conference. Kung di naman natin na-apply yan, wala din. This is $1,000. Peso. Si Tito Vic and Joey. Parang yan, society. Parang PSME yan, di ba? Grupo. May worth ba to? May worth ba to? Yes? Kinrampol ko. May worth pa rin? Ha? Tinapong ko. Pinadyakan ko. Ganyan. Inano ko na sapatos. May worth pa rin ba to? Ha? Hindi kayo lilipat? Hindi kayo maghanap ng bago? Okay na to? Hashtag walang iwanan? O, sino gusto? Ikaw din yun eh. So, anong lesson na nakita mo? Bukod sa nakadali ka na naman ng second time.
Learn your lesson. Kasi second time naman eh.
Correct. Palakpakan natin. So you have to take action. Okay? Because you don't need to be great to start. In order to be great, you have to start and take action. Correct? Ulit? Okay, ulit. Sino gusto? Siya pa rin. Pambayad ng parking, pwede na. Okay. So that's it. Yun ang ano natin eh. It's all about, mamimili ka lang eh. Dating o datong. Di ba? But in our society, we are here to guide each other. Okay? We never leave our loved ones. Correct? I will quote yung sinabi ni N.T. Siegfried Sia, that darkness is an absence of light. And darkness cannot overcome. Okay? So let us unite and keep our light. So I'm asking, let's keep it together. Okay? PSME, let there be light. Daghang salamat. Yung CC. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for that inspirational message, and which is also connected to our theme today, the mechanical engineers moving ahead with the challenges towards nation building. And it's all about perception.
Thank you once again, Sir Maren, for that inspiring words. And I'd like to call on now on the person in charge for the certificates to elaborate further information for those that are waiting for those information to be announced. I'll call on Regine.
Thank you, Sir Levy. I know our online participants have been waiting, patiently waiting for us for this information. I have here frequently asked questions, and most of the emails I've been receiving, for the information of everyone, I'm the one controlling the admin of the email of our chapter. Most of the question is about, or the queries are about the certificate that they have not received the certificate on the first day. First point I would like to impart to everyone, please listen carefully. The certificate for day one that was given to you electronically or via your email will be considered as void. Okay, don't react muna mga sir. Bakit natin i-void yung first day natin? As advised by our Board of Mechanical Engineering, Honorable Larion, he advised to us that our certificate must be released at all at once during the last day. So it would also be convenient for us that we will be releasing your certificate. So that would mean you will not receive any more certificate from yesterday, no certificate for today, but for tomorrow, the last day of our conference, at the end of the day, at the end of the plenary session, we will distribute on-site, we will distribute a printed copy of your certificate. Online would be an electronic copy of your certificate. What will you be, what would be inside that certificate? It would be a certificate of completion that will list down all the topics from day 1 to day 3. So by then, when PRC checks your certificate all the topics will be credited. Now, it is important for you that tomorrow, after everything, we will be releasing a Google form link that would be an evaluation form for the whole event. In the event that you have finished the form, you will get directly your certificate of completion and certificate of attendance. So there you will be receiving 2 certificates. Is that clear for the on-site and the online attendees? Again, you will be receiving 2 certificates tomorrow. Certificate of attendance. Or I'd like to reiterate once again and again pa talaga, na yung mga online participants natin, please po, awa ko, please be called in careful yung hindi po kayo talaga makaka-receive ng certificate nyo because it will not go to your inbox or the auto-generated certificate will not be delivered to you kasi mali po yung email nyo. So make sure po tama yung pangalan nyo and tama yung email na binigay. So 2 points lang po ang very important for the online form tomorrow. So I made myself clear and we will avoid yung parang pabalik-balik po tayo na pabalik po kaming nagsasabi ng mga announcement. So I hope you understand and I hope it's clear to all of you. May questions po ba online and on-site? My question about how could the organizers account the attendance. Remember po na nag-register kayo. So yung certificate nyo, di ba may authenticity feature which is the QR code. Yung QR code po, pag in-scan nyo yan, magre-redirect yan sa list of registered participants. So pag hindi nyo nahanap yung pangalan nyo doon, maybe hindi kayo nakapag-register. Or maybe hindi kayo nasali sa database. So ngayon pa lang po, we will be releasing a list of the registered participants. And then pag wala po kayo sa list, mag-react lang po kayo. So that we can check on our end kung talagang nakapagbayad kayo and then hindi kayo naka-list, something like that, to bridge the gap. Understand po ba? Okay, parang clear ata. May questions pa ba? Okay, noted and clear. Okay, parang okay na, di ba? So we will not hold you off for long. I'll turn you back to our host this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ms. Regine, for that one, for making everything clear.
And for those that are online and those on-site, we thank you for staying this long and hope to see you tomorrow. As we say in Visaya, amping perme, PSME cares. So with this, we close our activities for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Daghang salamat. And for those online, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Amping.